News came out today that Governor Tim Walz, who was just recently the vice president candidate in 2024, has decided to step out of the upcoming election in his state. And I know that he rues the day that he ever had himself mixed up with this Somalian American community, those that have committed fraud out of that group. Because the complete and utter abuse of taxpayer dollars, when there was basically no oversight. There were locations that were creating generational wealth. They had so much money coming in from taxpayers, from multi-divisional scam operations, that these people were actually allegedly sending money in suitcases, actual real cash in suitcases, back home to Somalia to support terrorist groups or to just mail money home. And the money was ongoing for decades. See, a lot of these people have been here since the very early 90s because of conflict going on in their country. A lot of it is between themselves, tribal. And they were able to get some type of migrant access to come here to the United States. And with that, because they didn't speak the language or they didn't have the skills when they came here, the U.S. government and our taxpayer dollars were kind enough and had goodwill to be able to provide housing, education, food stamps, medical care. And these people, unlike Black Americans, were able to benefit from social services under the radar. And now, come to find out, in my opinion, now you have to fact check me on this, but I feel as if this group of Somalians and this multi-billion-dollar number that they're still trying to calculate surpasses the amount of money that Black Americans have been able to get from social services like welfare, Section 8, and other programs. Because we didn't get billions of dollars. No, we didn't get that much. And then when it came to the PPP loan during COVID, many of our Black American business owners were still tracked down like slaves by slave catchers to recompensate the government back for just a few hundred measly dollars. And yet these people have been able to garner considerable wealth, all the while being so high and haughty and disrespectful. But now, Somalian Americans, they are finally getting their wake-up call, aren't they? All of these years, and I'm going to say this to people who are outside of the Black American community and outside of the Somalian American community and the African immigrant community, I need to let you know this, that there has been constant, and I mean consistent, disrespect of Black Americans here from many of those communities. Yes, against us. The disrespect, it really, to tell you the truth, you have to be a patient individual to put up with the smart aleck, finger pointing, trying to make comic of our experience here in the United States. And when they come here, there's never any type of unity. So you know how you can have different people from different parts of the world, when they come to the United States, they have no issues with connecting to people that are from their homeland or people that share maybe the same phenotype as them, because representation does matter, even though America is all about diversity. But you don't want to feel like you are dismissing a part of your own self and your own culture and identity by not connecting with the people that look like you. If you have a problem with connecting to the people that look like you, you need to do some internal reviews, because that's called self-hate. You need to seek mental help for that. You should be proud of who you are, how you look, and what you represent. However, when African immigrants come here to the United States, they don't look to connect with Black Americans. However, they want to misappropriate how they handle our culture, our lingo, the way we dress. When they're faced with accusations like recently, they quickly turn the channel and they go from, oh, we're Arabs, to now, oh, Black Americans, help us because we're all Black, right? No. Constantly, they have these groups online, TikTok, Facebook, all types of groups and boards that just do nothing but downgrade Black Americans. That includes Representative Ilhan Omar as well to the group, because she was caught on camera of a meeting they were having in their community, and there was a host, and this man was stating, as she was nodding and agreeing and sipping on her coffee, that they are there and their plan is to uproot Black Americans from having political positions within this country, all over, not just in Minnesota, all over. That's the national goal. So Ilhan Omar is not the Black Americans' friend, even though she is over a district where she has Black American supporters, voters, constituents that help to support her to keep that seat in the House. But she is not for us. She is just for her community and her people of Somalian descent, and that is it. And now we understand and we hear it clearly.
Somalians are not America first.
إلهام معها قضية مينيسوتا معها قضية غير مريكان قضية إلهام وقضية صوماليا. أما قبل أما جعلاننا it is very important in إلهام تاي صومالي تاي ماشي اسمه قف صوماليا وأركسيدي سوتاي من مدرو حقا كرسي أما قف حقا قف مور.
So I wanted you to hear for yourself this conversation, and where Ilhan Omar didn't flinch when he said that it is her goal and their goal to remove Black Americans, have them outvoted along with other Americans, so that Somalian Americans can be in those seats. And to me, I feel like that's such a slap in the face, because she has so many Black Americans, white Americans, Asian Americans, folks that are not of her faith that supported Ilhan for years to get her into that seat. And this is how she really feels about them. I told you all she was doing was sipping her coffee. She could care less. Okay? It is for her and her group of people. That's it. And I feel like you need to go and run for office within your own country. If your desire and your passion is so strong for the betterment of your people, it needs to be in your own country. And you know, if anybody knows anything about Black Americans, currently we do have some societal issues, and I am going to make a video about that, about the last 25 to 30 years our Black American community has a split going on between individuals that are working towards the future and individuals that have no sight of future. So I'm going to make a video about that. But there's one thing I can say about my people, Black Americans, and that is we do put in our 100%. We do, those that do, we do put in our 100%. We understand the concept of working hard, and not only hard, but having to do it 3 times as hard and be 3 times as better to get half as much. That's the saying in our community, because we've had to face so much systematic racism. Do Black Americans have issues here? Absolutely. We definitely do. We have people in our community that I am just like over it. I'm over it. I hear white racist individuals saying they have Black fatigue. Well, guess what? You have a lot of us Black Americans. We have Black fatigue too. And actually, I'm going to make a video in the next week or so, along with the evangelicals. I'm going to make a separate video about it. And a lot of these people come here to the country, especially the African immigrants, and they have absolutely no idea the blood that was sacrificed. And they try to discount it by saying things like, oh, you don't have any culture. Oh, you are lazy. Black Americans are lazy. Wow. Well, it took 400 plus years of free labor plus an additional 100 and somewhat years of pushing for civil rights for you to be able to come over here yourself. It took blood, sweat, and tears. You won't even be able to hold up a sign. You don't even have the audacity to hold up a sign within your own country to fight for your own rights. A lot of them came over here because of infighting or hunger. Do you know if hunger was the only problem that Black Americans have had here over the past 500 years? Hunger, that's a luxury for many Black Americans. For our people that came out of slavery, hunger, that's funny. You know, they don't understand that it took a lot for that law to pass in 1964, civil rights, for them to be able to come over here and to commit fraud. Now, I'm not saying that all Somalian Americans are like this. Let me make sure I put that out there. I'm not trying to sound like I'm being bigoted and racist. I'm not discriminatory. I'm not doing that. But I am calling these people out because we have faced so much disrespect and insults from the Somalian American community, and it's not right.
You're right. People ask you right. Look at you. You right. Go get your ass and get yourself a job. You right. You prostitute. No, don't get out. They'll come get your ass out of here. Stay in here. Stay in here.
Stay where we stay in
here. Stay right here.
We stay right here.
We are right here.
So this dispute happened a few years ago, maybe back in 2023, between Black Americans, the Black American patients, and this Somalian American fake doctor. She made all types of racist comments towards them, and they are possibly Medicaid or Medicare patients that were patronizing her practice. She lied to the community and had false advertising that she was an actual medical doctor. Come to find out, when people got hip to what occurred and the disrespect that happened with this medical practitioner, calling these Black Americans lazy and they're slaves and the N-word, and just so disrespectful in front of her staff and her own children. And the community started to report what she was doing as a public health representative. Come to find out, she was not even a doctor. She was just an RN, and she was practicing under the signature of a medical doctor. Complete big difference. But that's just another scam. So she was benefiting from those Black Americans having Medicaid, Medicare, because she kept on referring to them not having a job. And that is also insulting to a patient. And that's also violating their HIPAA laws. You know, their HIPAA rights. That's a HIPAA law violation, where you're calling out somebody's personal financial information as a patient. That's just
You
one
think
example.
I'm playing with you white people? You think I'm playing with you? You're drinking all day, vaping. You think I'm playing with you white people? Stop it. I don't want you guys to constantly destroying your health slowly. I don't like that. I don't like to see that shit, white boy. It's time for you to wake up. Proud to be a freeloader. I get everything for free while you work 50 hours a week. Ha ha, boo boo. Somalians is taking.
I'm not going to tell you what to think. I'm just going to show you what happened and let your brain do the rest. All that is up to you, because once you see this, it is impossible to unsee.
In December of 2021, the FBI installed a surveillance camera overlooking this building just off Lake Street in Minneapolis. At the time, it was Safari Restaurant, which overall took in $12 million in federal child meal payments through Feeding Our Future. Safari's former co-owner, Salim Saeed, is on trial alongside Amy Bach, the Feeding Our Future executive director. Safari claimed to feed 4,000 to 6,000 kids a day. Its invoices and meal counts shown to the jury alongside the video. An FBI agent testifying that an average of 40 people came and went during the 6 weeks it was surveilled. The FBI set up a total of 12 cameras at sites claiming to serve extraordinary numbers of meals. Another was at a deli in St. Paul, also registered by defendant Salim Saeed, which claimed 1,800 meals per day. The video shown to the jury showed an average of 23 people a day coming and going. The jury was shown dozens of invoices, meal counts, and emails seized from Feeding Our Future's headquarters in St. Anthony. Some showed links to websites that randomly generated names and ages to create rosters of children who were served meals. Many were signed or sent by Amy Bach, who's charged with wire fraud, along with bribery for the alleged kickbacks that she received. Her defense attorney tried to raise doubt when it cross-examined the FBI agent that they didn't see the back entrance where it's possible meals left packed in trucks for delivery. He pushed back, insisting they'd still see congestion. To that volume, he said, I would say it would not make any sense.
That case became one of the biggest COVID-era frauds in America.
What do y'all mean when y'all say that Minnesota was promised to y'all 3,000 years ago? What y'all mean by that?
It's in the Bible, man. Do you read that?
But y'all Muslim though. But y'all Muslims though. Y'all Muslims. Y'all use the Quran.
If childcare is cut, I'm unable to work or go to school. I understand fraud is bad.
It was at this moment that she knew. She fucked up.
I know this looks strange because we needed to hand over documents, but let me be clear. My brother did it to help us. We don't know who was involved. Okay, let's end
Investigators are tracking the web of fraud to other Minnesota Democrats, such as Congresswoman Ilhan Omar. Many of the suspects linked to the scheme live in her district, including a restaurant owner who hosted events for her. He has since been convicted of stealing $12 million.
Really funny because this woman went from a few thousand, her salary is supposed to be under $120,000. Most of their salary should be under $120,000. But for some weird ass reason, as of right now, this year, she's worth over $30 million. Now, how? She comes over here in this country. She complains about it. See, what she does is she capitalizes off of anger.
Happy with me, but let me start. Somalis deny Africanity. They do not want to be identified as African. They want to be Arabs. And the Arabs are pushing them. There's a dilemma here. You see, there's identity crisis here now. I don't have identity crisis. I'm an African, and there are so many Africans in Africa. I don't have identity crisis. You can call me whatever you want. But I have identity. You do not have identity now because the Arabs have refused you. They are telling you, Ya Abid. And you're better off to accept me as your brother rather than going to an Arab.
Somalis are not black. Let me explain why. Looking at me right now, chat. Am I black? I'm literally brown. I'm literally brown, bro. Think about it as well. Somalis are Arabs. We're in the Arab leagues. We speak the Arab language. We eat the Arab food.
Let's go for it. I wouldn't worry too much about this one. That I'll back his I wouldn't worry too much about him. He about to die.
So this Somali girl goes on her live, says Elon's about to die. Death is knocking at his door. Why would death be knocking at his door unless it's a threat? And he responds to it. And then she goes and cries, victim, which is apparently what the entire Somali community does. Let me threaten you. Let me steal from you. And then if you call me out on it, you're in the wrong.
This whole situation has put me in truly great danger. Private information about me is being displayed all over the internet, and I have received endless amount of threats over this miscommunication. And I truly am in fear for my future.
Oh, if it ain't the consequences of your own actions. Imagine threatening someone's life and then playing victim.
My biggest fear in life is that this man may never witness our full takeover. Yes, he may never witness that. He already witnessed our partial takeover, our little success in America. And he is the reason actually I know that the community in America is thriving. He is how I know. It's like, he's how we measure our progress. If he doesn't tweet, somebody messed up. I know it. Somebody fucked up the plan. If he tweet, I know. We're doing the right things. Yes, that's how I know.
So what you're basically experiencing right now is this guy is going viral because he's basically saying that Trump won't live. His only regret is that Trump won't live to see how the Somali people will actually take over the United States of America, but his sons will live to see it. And I look at that personally as a threat against the President of the United States of America. And it's amazing to me the level of arrogance that we see taking place by these people in the U.S. And again, it's not even about if people are supposed to be here legally. It's about the arrogance. It's about trying to transform the culture. It's about the attitude, the disposition. It's about the fraud. It's also about the fact that the majority of them are on social services, which means that it's our taxpayer dollars that's taking care of them, while many of them drive luxury vehicles, and then they feel entitled. And if you go into the comments of some of these videos that y'all are sending me, you then see them in the comments saying, oh, no, this is land, our land. This was promised to us. This is ours. Anybody that says anything against us is wrong, and we're not leaving, and I dare you to say something. And I think that they've been empowered and emboldened by even our legislator, Ilhan Omar. And so now they feel compelled, or they feel comfortable enough to be able to talk negatively about our president of the United States of America. And this is why Trump has a disposition. So when I then see people, regardless of your color, but I do see more white people than ever before, white women, specifically liberals, that continue to support this bullshit, it amazes me how much you are against the United States of America.
No, in jidadkeennii aan wada dhisano, anigu waan ahay gabar Mareykanka laga doortay oo Kongresska Mareykanka ku jirto. Laakiin waxaan ahay gabar Soomaaliyeed, gabar idinku jinsi ah, gabar idinku af ah, gabar idinku diin ah, oo hadde qof iyadoo da'yar waddankeedii laga kaxeeyay wili xiise u qabto in maalin waddankeedii ay ku noolaato oo dadkeedii wax ay la wadaagto. Marka alxamdulillah waxaan rajaynayaa aniga iyo ilmahayga in aan hadde ku barbaariyo iyagana ilmahooda ay ku barbaariyaan dhulkii aniga aan ku soo koray. taasna haddii ay suurtagelayso waa hadda shaqo badan inaan wada qabanaa hadduu ilaahay yiraahdo oo aan ka dhignaa dhulkeena dhul barwaaqadiisa dadka oo dhan ay dareemi karaan oo ay arki karaan oo ay ka wada faa'iido.
So it's been known for quite a while that Ilhan Omar apparently married her own brother to help him gain entry illegally into the country. That's a violation of immigration law. That actually happened, it turns out. And now we're learning the FBI had evidence to confirm it, but didn't do anything about it. Randa Devine is an actual journalist. She works at the New York Post, where she writes a column. She joins us tonight to explain what exactly happened. Randa, thanks so much for coming on.
Pleasure, Tucker. Well, some basically Republican operatives up in Minnesota decided to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on private investigators to really find out if Ilhan Omar was a genetic match, the DNA match to the man who was her second husband. They went to 3 continents. They found a cigarette butt and a drinking straw, which they decided, they sent it to a DNA laboratory and found conclusively that the DNA matched, that the second husband was a sibling, according to this DNA sample. So the very day that they were going to unleash this on the world, and in fact I was interviewing one of the people involved, the FBI swooped on the gentleman, Anton Lazaro, from this Republican PAC up in Minnesota, and arrested him on some different charges. Who knows whether he's guilty or not guilty. I mean, he's not guilty until proven, but he's in jail. And so his story never got to see the light of day. I mean, luckily he'd told the FBI they were not interested. They told him the statute of limitations had run out. We managed to see the website before he took it down, before he was arrested, and managed to report the story such as it was.
Moving forward, the calling out of these fraudulent businesses that have been going on in these different, not only just Minnesota, but they're uncovering these fraudulent businesses in Maine, Ohio. They're even saying that even in other countries, there's just a particular culture with them that they heavily rely on taxpayer assistance, and that's how they gain money to get their businesses, and they flip the money. And unfortunately, this is just their wake-up call. Please let me know what you think. Like, share, and subscribe, and tell me what you think in the comment section. I definitely appreciate it, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Thank you for supporting the channel.